All right, so how we're gonna make the Beth Dutton shirt. We got a 2X size here. We're gonna throw her on here. We're just gonna line it up and get it as straight as possible. And we want to get it pretty close to the collar, so we just have enough room to cover the whole shirt. We're gonna de-lint it too, make sure we're getting any extra dust off of there. And we're gonna throw it in here. This is why we tell you to wash the shirts afterwards, because this is our pre-treat machine. It basically helps the ink adhere to the shirt. Gonna put a nice spread of pre-treat over it, and it's gonna look a little milky. We're gonna throw that on the heat press, and we're just gonna kind of get all the water out of there, and all the other ingredients, and help everything get ready to print on. Use a sheet of wax paper on it, and we're gonna press it out pretty hard for about 30 seconds. This is the fun part, the waiting. "15 seconds. New Year's Eve countdown, we're at 10. All right, so once our heat press has finished getting all of the extra liquid out, it's gonna come out nice and clean. Now we're going to thread it onto the flatten here. We're gonna get ready to print. There is gonna be a small box on there, like 16 by 20 box, and that's gonna help us line up generally where that shirt is supposed to sit. And we can use some parts of the sewing to help us line it up on the shirt to be as straight as possible. And we're gonna put our coop on, which is gonna help keep it in place. So all the shirt is printing, keeps it in place. On the screen, we have our design there that is perfectly placed, and it's where we want it to land on the shirt. The satin is set to the 16 by 20 size. And whenever we're ready to print, we're just gonna hit the big blue button. Oh, it should be green. Big green button, that'd be way better. Gonna hit the big blue button here. It's gonna process, and it's gonna suck the shirt in, and so it starts ringing. So as it's printing there, you're probably going to notice that you don't see any of the goldish yellow that you're going to see in the design when it's finished, because it has to do a layer of white first. White has certain column minerals and other things in there that helps the color to adhere. So we have to print a base of white first. Also because it's black and some a little bit of color to it. You get me think this stuff glaze? Sure. So now it's going to pull in the shirt again, and it's going to print the foil loader. This is our final layer. All right, now as much as we want that to be the final result, there is one more step. Since we use a water-based ink, we need to cure it. So to get the ink to adhere to everything, we need to get the water out of the ink. Because right now it's pretty wet. If we touch it, we're gonna ruin it. So we're gonna lay it back on there. We can line up our box or not. Doesn't really matter. All right, take a fresh sheet of paper here, lay it over the top. This time we're going to press it for 55 seconds with less pressure. We're just going to be using just enough pressure so it's barely kissing the shirt there. So about between 0 and 1 on our press. We're going to do that for 55 seconds, and we're going to make sure it gets all that water. It's more weighty. So, heat press is finished taking all of the water out. You can see it's still steaming a little bit because it steams out. But you have your final result here. And again, we do ask you to wash these because you're still going to have some of the remains of the pre-treat on here, and it's going to feel a little starchy, a little uncomfortable. So definitely wash them before you wear it. Other than that, looking good.